Welcome back, everybody. This is, I think, pretty obviously a very different save. You can see that everything looks much darker, not only the Overlord, but just the general atmosphere. You'll also notice a few very drastic changes, with this being the evil version of the castle. The statues, of course, here are different, including the ones here at the fire pots at the base of the throne itself. I think I talked in an earlier video about that when you first get to the Mellow Hills, if you've already gone fairly evil, you would capture some of the women in the area and bring them back as slaves. That is most of who you're seeing here. Velvet is back there also, though, although she's kind of hiding from me. There she is. I do want to go ahead and forewarn you right now, there is going to be a very minor spoiler at this point. I don't think it will really matter much, but from where this save has gone slightly farther in the game, I have returned, well, for one thing, you could kind of call it a spoiler that here, those stacks of tower objects behind the throne, I do have all 6 of the health totems, so surprised there is going to be just as many of those as there are mana totems. Probably could have guessed that. But as we go upstairs here, there is going to be one thing that I am going to be giving away. It's coming very soon, though. As you can see, instead of all of the roses and their thorns draped around, there's the velvet curtains, of course, based on the mistress you chose. That is the Mother Goddess statue beside us. That is the one thing I'm spoiling. That is not a choice I have made that got that brought back to the tower. That is something that is going to come a little later in the game. Over here is the Horde, showing it to you with it rather full, just to give you a different view of it. The room where you can make the upgrades to the tower don't make much change.
I love it.
There isn't much of a change to that room. Instead of the gardens, there's a torture room. And then I think the bedroom looks a little different, but not a ton. Of course, not all of the roses. The windows are a little different. And again, that's not changes in your how much corruption you have gotten. Most of these changes are affected by which mistress you chose. You can have very, very low corruption percentage, but if you have chosen Velvet, these are the upgrades that you would buy. Not everything will necessarily be as dark, but you will have these statues. You will have the torture room instead of the gardens, all those sorts of things. But since we have done all of that, we are ready to go to Heaven's Peak and do the Abyssal area that's there. I am going to have to start leaving the loading screens in, since I've changed software for what I'm using to create my videos. It seems like it should be really simple to cut out just a small section of video, and I would go in and I'd say, okay, from this point to this point, just cut that out. And for some reason, it would still leave in just a little bit of the load screen, no matter where I cut it. So I'd have to risk losing parts of the actual video to be sure to get rid of it. I'd rather just leave it than do that, though.
Oh, sire, our women went into this gate. Apart from Molly at the inn, that is. Even though those demons have gone, our girls won't come out. They say they're fed up with us.
And I want my tea, and my tummy hurts, and my socks are full of holes. Please see if you can talk some sense into them, Dark Lord.
So this is the next entrance. Right here is where the flag for this area will show up. When I was buying the upgrades for the castle, I was talking about that when you beat an area, it will mark that area as cleared with the flag. These little pedestals are where those get put.
Oh, please come back, lad.
And I'm pretty sure that you can get some minions in here before you ever have to fight anything. It probably would have been smart to go ahead and pull out the minions I wanted back at the tower portal that came into this area, but I didn't think about it right at first, and yeah, there's minion spawning points right here, so it's not going to come back to hurt me. And at first, what you're going to want is primarily greens. And a handful of reds.
Greens!
Oh, not you. That thing. What was its name again? I forget. Anyway, it opened up this abyss for us so we could get a bit of peace from those creatures of yours.
Up in Heaven's Peak, it was succubus this, succubus that. Why don't you have wings like she's got?
And it's all his fault. Now that filthy slug is oozing around and stopping our lackeys cleaning properly.
They're useless at anything else. Can't arrange flowers. Can't even cross-stitch a sampler.
I'm trying my best, my lady.
This is clearly some new breed of evil, sire. Proceed with caution.
Okay, so not only will I send greens after him, but this is the 3rd level version of the attack spell for the evil character. It is very effective.
Ew, that's disgusting.
Clean that up at once. You'll find the cleaning machine over there.
You need more than a minion to operate that, Master. It's a known fact that paladins remove 99% of all household stains, including demon vomit, rabbit badger phlegm, and slug goo.
So now we are looking for the paladin to power that cleaning device. These would be much easier to fight with my browns, but they're very easy at this point, so greens will suffice. This is a character that has actually already even beaten the main storyline, though. So he is further along even than where my main person is. And down in there you've got a bunch of people on fire, including the paladin. Reds cannot hurt them. From where they're already on fire, they just are immune to it. But if you send your greens over there, they'll jump down and attack them. And you just have to wait for them to get hold of and finish off the paladin. He does not appear to be wanting to come within their reach, though. So I'm going to back him up some. Hopefully get him to come forward. And then send him back forward. And they're reaching him again. And they just took him down. So now we can call the greens back. And the reason that we have the reds with us is that they're the only ones that can go down there into the fire to retrieve the paladin. So now they're carrying him back for us. And they're going to load him up onto that mop and let us clean the floor. This is one of the titles that I was having to avoid from where I've already done this with the main save. The jester kept wanting to call me Wielder of the Paladin Mop, which would have probably confused you having not seen this.
You cleaned up his mess. Now he can clean up ours.
Greens.
And operating the mop's real simple. You just send your minions onto it like you do to carry any other object, and then you have control of it. You just want to run over all the little green spots that are on this cloth.
Well, would you look at that, Val? He's done it. He's actually done it.
Perhaps you can be of use elsewhere. Let him through, girls!
So now they've opened up the path to the next area for us. The path that's up in front of us is actually where the shortcut that brings us back to the beginning of the level is going to be. So there is nothing to do over there yet. we'll go ahead and have a couple of them pick up the paladin to bring him with us. And now that we've done the cleaning, the girls are going to want us to mow the lawn. So instead of a mop, we're going to load him up into basically a weird little lawnmower kind of device.
We thought a bit of greenery around here would brighten the place up. Tea on the lawn, a spot of croquet, you know.
But that stuff just keeps growing, and we're not mowing it.
Play along, sire. Play along. I know it's undignified, but we must lure this evil out in the open.
Just noticed that I'm running real close on time, so I'm going to have to go ahead and cut this video here, and we will pick up in the next video.